Right, well, it is 11 o'clock Eastern Time, my time. Tampa, Florida. Miguel Banks, cool. I've been to Tampa. Great beaches. I think that's where Dana is. Well, so where have I been? I was gonna say, chances are that I might have passed by through. I did say that because I've traveled a lot. Before I got hired at Convertri, I used to be a digital nomad. Do you know what that is? It's somebody, it's a nomad who looks for Wi-Fi and basically can sustain their travel that way. So me and my husband, we traveled the world for about 4 years and lived in many places like Sao Paulo for a month, Bali for 4 months, and the Dominican Republic for 6 months. And of all the places that we visited, we loved Colombia the most. That's Colombia with a Colombia, not with the U. It's just a common mistake. I used to make it too. So don't feel bad. And today I'm talking to you all from Colombia, a beautiful town known for their year-round spring-like weather. It's called Medellin. You may have seen Medellin in some of those Pablo Escobar movies. And no, it's not dangerous here anymore. I've lived here for about 3 years, and my daughter was even born here. It's a great place. If you do ever happen to visit Colombia, don't mention Pablo Escobar. People are still haunted by that. All right, so since I am starting this webinar, about to start, I'm just going to quickly see 5 p.m. Belgium time. All right, thanks, Peter. Cool. Me myself, though, I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm American, and my name is Jane. I'll be your host. I'm the client success champ here at Convertri. My job is to show you how to use Convertri and the funnel designer better. I run onboarding calls and I've created several tutorials for you already. I'm the voice behind many feature clips you see in the Facebook group, which is where I like to hang out to answer your questions. You also find me on the support desk in the evenings Eastern Standard Time. So, welcome to my third webinar. That's a picture of me, by the way, in case you want to put a face to this voice. Welcome to my third webinar. We're going to use our new funnel designer, Simulotry, although you probably just know it as the funnel designer. It does have a name. If you hear me say Simulotry, just know that I'm referring to the same thing. It's the funnel designer. And what it lets you do is that it lets you project earnings, identify weaknesses, and seek opportunities by letting you create different scenarios, optimistic scenarios, pessimistic scenarios. It lets you visualize funnels before building them, and it lets you design and generate reports. If you're a freelancer working in online marketing, then this could really help you explain to your clients what it is that you want to accomplish for them. I used to be a social media consultant for many years before I decided to hang my hat, and I was always writing proposals for new clients. This tool could have helped me create a more compelling proposal. We have two funnel designs in this demo. The first one is a very basic 3-page funnel design, which you probably already use. In the first part here, I'm going to cover a lot of basic concepts like what is an opt-in? Why should you have an opt-in? What's a lead magnet? Why grow your email list? And the million-dollar question, how do I get people to my landing page? In the second funnel design, I'm going to introduce you to Bert Simpson, that's Bert, B-E-R-T, the real estate lawyer in the Caribbean. The opt-in here will be a 20-minute call. We're going to create a very complicated funnel design, and I'm going to show you different scenarios using paid traffic sources. I'm also going to throw out some bones for any affiliate marketers here. So just pay close attention. If you're wondering if there's going to be a replay of this webinar, yes. This webinar is being recorded right now, and unless an asteroid hits Earth in the next hour, there will be a replay on our website, in the Facebook group, and Beth, our copywriter, will also email it to you. Now, in the chat, I also shared a couple of share codes. Kate Whitley says she's been to Medellin twice. Awesome. Yeah, they have a good digital nomad community here. Good Wi-Fi everywhere. Hi, Daniel. Hey, yes, I know you. You messaged me on Facebook. Okay, so guys, I shared in the chat, not in the questions, but I don't know what it looks like for you. In the chat, I shared two share codes in case you want to follow along. I recommend taking notes, writing down your questions, and then playing with the share codes later. But that's just how I work. All right, let's jump right into our first funnel design with fidgeting Fiona. If you attended my last webinar about creating a physical product store, then you've met Fiona already. She sells fidget rings like anxiety rings with beads that's you can move around and pretty rings that spin. I actually bought one after the webinar, last webinar. I like spinning it. Yeah, like it's a good way to fidget and it helps me focus more on whatever's at hand. So we're going to use this example to create a basic funnel design. She's going to sell these spinner rings. Let's say that she has more than just this one, and they all cost the same. So here's the basic funnel we're going to work with. Let's discuss it. A basic funnel design is made up of an opt-in page where you offer people a lead magnet in exchange for their email address. After they hit submit, you send them to a thank you page, and then you show them your sales page and ask for the sale. The idea that you're trying to convey here is that since they got your freebie and they maybe liked it, you could say, if you like that, then you might like this. Now we're gonna stop here for a moment and discuss some terms just in case some of you guys don't know it. What's a lead magnet? Well, it's something of value that you give, usually for free, like a downloadable checklist. If you're a lawyer, like my guy Bert, the Caribbean lawyer, he might offer the ultimate packing list for anyone who will travel to the Caribbean. If you're a consultant or a coach, you might offer a free mini course, an ebook, an audio, or a 20-minute call. Anything to show off your expertise. If you're in retail, like Fiona, you might offer a 10% discount for all first-time buyers. And that's what we're going to do with Fiona. Next clarification. An opt-in is where people opt in for your lead magnet. An opt-in page is where people opt in for your lead magnet or freebie with their contact information like an email address. After someone opt-ins for your freebie or lead magnet, you usually take them to a thank you page. So here, if you're an affiliate marketer, you could make your thank you page the affiliate page, meaning that immediately after someone submits their email here, you can redirect them to an affiliate page. Or you can also place your affiliate link here in the thank you page. It would say something like, thank you, now click here for X, Y, and Z, and you would get the credit that way. If you work in sales like Fiona, the thank you page would say something like, thank you, please check your inbox for your 10% coupon. Click here to shop for my most popular spinner rings. Another thing that she's gonna do is she will also email this sales page later on to these people who opted in to increase her clicks to her sales page. The ultimate objective with the funnel is to make a sale, yes, but the reason we do this dance by giving a freebie to get their email address is so that we can nurture them, so that we can nurture these leads and increase our chances of them becoming customers and them becoming advocates too. So even if they don't buy from you, if they receive a lot of your stuff, your free stuff, and they like it, they're going to talk about you. And I can tell you that I'm definitely one of them. I don't buy stuff from influencers, but I talk about them, and I have friends who purchase from them. Yes, and this is especially important if you're using paid traffic to generate leads. If a stranger from a Facebook ad lands on a page that says, buy my $1,000 coaching service, you think they're going to say, here's my credit card? That's not likely. That's why coaches and business consultants offer their time for free. Let's talk for 30 minutes. Let's see if you qualify for my $1,000 course, right? All right, with that being said, let's create a funnel. So this is what it looks like. If you're in Convertri, I'm gonna quickly check. So Daniel wants to share codes. I'm gonna type both in here. Send, I'm just gonna send it to all. Everyone, okay, there's some people. So I just added them, I just shared them in the chat, in the questions. They're in the chat as well, but they're in the questions. Let me know if you got them. I'm gonna post both of them again. Send to all. All right, Rob says thank you. Daniel, I posted them in the questions as well. Here, I'm just gonna send it privately to you as well. All right, cool. GoToWebinar is helping out. So to open the funnel designer, you log into your Convertri account and you'll see this. If you have Convertri, this is where you build funnels, but you'll click on funnel designer here on the left side. It's like Convertri. If you have a share code, you can import it here. So if you want to follow along and build it now, just hit share code. Just enter it right here and hit import. But we're going to build ours from scratch. Simply hit create. Now we have many templates. I love these. If you're a consultant, let's preview this one. You don't have to use everything here, but it's a good start. You can easily delete. Every template has a description here, so just read that and see if it fits you. The one we're going to use is this one, lead gen. Drive traffic directly to your opt-in, then use a low-ticket tripwire purchase to recoup the traffic costs. This will also let you segment prospects who are just leads from the ones who have shown willingness to buy. We're going to talk about tripwire products in the second demo. So either use this template or close it. As I said, I'm going to create one from scratch, and I'm going to name it Fidgeting Fiona Live. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to display, and I'm going to turn on the grid lines. This makes it so that whenever I drag out elements, it'll just snap right into the nearest grid lines. See? Bam. Now I'm going to undo what I just did by hitting undo, undo, undo. Or you can also redo, right? So just a quick tour of this. It looks like Convertri. It's a white canvas. You have your elements on the left side. You got your 11 page elements that you can choose from to represent the pages in your funnel design. If you do webinars, you got that. Autoresponders to represent your MailChimp, your SendGrid. We're going to use these a lot in both demos. And really important, traffic source. Where's your traffic coming from? Okay, so let's create our first demo. The weather has been changing here. It goes from rainy to sunny, and it's been sunny for the last 4 days, and I'm still getting over something like a little cough. I probably got some of it from my daughter too. She's 2.5. So we're gonna drag out, go to page elements. Here we go. Sales page. Thank you, and then opt-in. This is how it goes. Here's the order. All right. Now this funnel is missing one thing, and that's traffic source. A question I get with people who are just starting out with funnels, question that I get a lot, and it's even been asked in the Facebook group is, how do you get people to your landing page, to your opt-in page? And that's the $1 million question, isn't it? Well, it's a loaded question. So when I was a consultant and my clients asked me this, I was like, where do I start? There are many ways to do this. You can use Google ads, Facebook ads. You can learn about SEO, search engine optimization, but that takes time. And in social media, you need to work consistently for 6 months, right? Before you can show direct results, good correlations at least. So what I tell people, and I've told this to people in my onboarding calls, is look at your assets. Where do you start? Look at your assets. Do you have an email list lying around? If you work in retail, you probably had to jot down your customer's email address to send them a confirmation, right? What about your Facebook page, your Instagram, your LinkedIn? Are you active on Twitter? Have you gotten some likes? Yes. So now we're getting somewhere. And when I tell this to people on my onboarding calls, just so you know what an onboarding call is, whenever someone signs on for a free trial in Convertri, we invite them for a one-on-one with someone in the Convertri team, and we sit with them for 30 minutes and we just show them whatever they want. If you've never gotten this before, then you can email us and ask for it, and we'll give you the page to sign up. And it's usually me or my colleague Dan. So when I speak to people on these onboarding calls, when I tell them, well, what about your Facebook page? Like all of them are like, I'm too shy. I'm too shy to put myself out there. One guy, he was making a career switch and he just got licensed to become a life coach, but he was too shy to share that with his network on Facebook. And what I told him was, well, not to be cliche, but entrepreneurship isn't supposed to be comfortable, right? And Fiona, this made up character, she knows this very well. So for her paid traffic source, we're going to use her Facebook page, her personal Facebook page. Here's how that's going to be represented. Over here where the two arrows are, hit organic traffic. And over on the right side, once you click on it, element properties will pop up, and we're going to change the name. Personal Facebook. Your Instagram, your personal Facebook page. If you post even once a month, you'll probably get some comments, right? That's a great asset that you have right there to spread the word of your products. For this example, Fiona has decided that she's going to post twice a week. She's going to spend 2 hours a week on her side hustle jewelry store. She's going to create content. She's going to write blogs about mental health and anxiety. She's going to do reviews for fidgeting toys and, oh, I have one here, and spinner rings. And she's also going to share articles from other people, from other writers. And she's going to add that to her social media campaign. So she's going to post twice a week. She's going to spend 2 hours a week. And the good thing about Fiona is that she already is active on social media. She posts pictures about her food adventures. She lives in LA, so they have a great food scene. She shares pictures of her Maltese dog, and she likes to get her nails done on the regular, so she posts pictures of that. So it's not going to be odd when she suddenly starts posting about her side hustle. Now, if this were, let's go back to the funnel design. If this were an affiliate source, over here on commissions, you can put in how much of a commission they get. So 50, okay, fine, 50. And then when you hit simulate, it's going to take that into account when you see the revenue and profit. And we're going to use an affiliate source in the second scenario. So let's say that Fiona is posting twice a week, and after a month she notices that she's generating 2 clicks a day. connect that here to her opt-in page, and now she has her opt-in page is getting 60 hits. Let's go to page type. We're in the opt-in page. Now notice that you can change it to a two-step opt-in page, video or waitlist. If you were to change this to a two-step opt-in page, if you have the build feature and Convertri, then this Similarly, the funnel designer will take that into account, and when you build the funnel out, it's going to take into account that this is a two-step. So two-step opt-in is like first step, people fill out their email address, they hit submit, and then the second step, they fill out a bunch more information, right? It's like to not scare them. Let's change the name of this opt-in to 10% discount. And let's say that the conversion rate for this will be 60%. What we're saying here is that of the 60 people who land on her opt-in page where she offers this 10% discount, we're going to say that 60% is going to take it. They're going to submit their email address because they're her friends. 60% isn't a bad number. I could even do 70, but I want to be conservative. Now I'm going to hit the green dot. To connect these elements, simply hit the green dot and connect it to one of the gray dots. I think in the second scenario, I'll explain how to use the red dots. So 36 people opted in for the discount. They're now on the thank you page. In the thank you page, there's a link to her sales page. Let's say that of the 36 hits who view the thank you page, 50% will check out her store. So no transaction has been made, no money. She hasn't made any money up to this point. 50% of the 36 people who opted in are going to say, okay, I'm going to check out Fiona's store. What is she selling? I haven't seen her since high school. What is she up to these days, right? And to move, look what I just did. You can move elements like this the way that you do in Convertri. Simply hold shift, click on the element and just move it, all right? So now we're on the sales page. 18 hits have landed on a sales page. It is important to note that hits is more like an impression and not a person, okay? Because one person could visit the sales page twice. So this could be just 10 people. Where you could say that is a person is a conversion, because now Fiona has 36 emails, right? You can also say that maybe one person opted in twice. That does happen. So it's just to give you the difference. Hits are more like impressions. All right, so let's give the sales page a conversion rate of, I'm going to give it 10% because I want to be conservative. But we do need to do one thing, and that is we need to attach a product. Right now, the design is telling us that after all that work, she's only made 2 sales, but we need to add a product. And you could do that in the dashboard here. See, go to accounts, no, go to carts right here, and you can add that. And I have a ton already. And to add a product, you go to conversions, hit choose product. Oh, another thing I want you to look at is the name of the element. It's a sales page, right? We're going to change it in a moment. Hit add product. I'm going to hit the drop down. There we go. It's 24 bucks. If this cost you anything, like maybe $2 has to go to your grandma because you decided so, or because of the materials, maybe it costs you $4, you can add the cost of the sale here for whatever it is. We're going to hit OK. You can easily delete this and then add another one, or you can edit it and you can only edit the cost of sale here. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. Now the element has taken on the name of the product. You can also edit it which is what I'm doing now. Hit save, and we're gonna hit simulate. And we see that she has 2 buyers. She made a profit of 48 bucks. Hey, she's motivated. She is motivated, so motivated that she's gonna add her Instagram page. What traffic source will we use for her Instagram page, you think? Paid, email, or organic? Organic. Now I'm gonna pause for a moment, see if anyone has any questions. Okay. All right. For Leon, your question about Geru, why don't you, here's an example of 3 funnels. Okay. You can definitely email me that or email it to support and just ask for me, and I'll take a look at that later. Eric Kedis says, which is the share code? I'm just going to send that to you privately again. Leon says the sales page goes after the op. Okay. We're definitely going to, I'll look at that later. Yes, definitely, Sean, there will be a replay of this. Unless an asteroid hits Earth and disrupts the recording of this, yeah, there will be a replay. Okay, Mikkel, so I'm gonna stop with the questions now, and I'm gonna answer these at the end because I don't wanna lose where I am, and I don't wanna totally lose your attention, right? So she's gonna add her Instagram page. We're gonna use an organic traffic source for this because she's not paying Instagram anything. And she posts to Instagram more than her Facebook page because, like me, her parents aren't on Instagram. But just to keep it conservative, let's say that generates 1 click a day. So let's hook that up by hitting the green button and connecting it to one of the gray dots. And then, so she's doing this for 3 months. And then she notices that her website is gaining traffic. It's gaining some momentum because her blogs that are filled with SEO words, she's been teaching herself SEO, that's helping people discover her on the internet. So we're going to add another organic traffic source, and we're going to name this one website. And let's say that it just generates 1.5 clicks per day. Okay, so we're going to connect that too. Now she's getting 135 hits a month. We're going to keep the conversion rate for this opt-in because who doesn't want 10% off of a thing that they're already planning to buy, especially people who found her through her website and Instagram, where she posts pictures of the stuff that she's selling. Okay, so now she's making more sales. Hit simulate quickly, see how that changed the profit. Now we're going to have some fun, and we're going to add a second scenario with an affiliate source. Let's say that Fiona meets a blogger at a co-working space who writes about mental health issues, and she's got like 5,000 people on her email list. And she offers Fiona to place a link of the sales page to her blog. To her email. So to represent that, we're going to add an email traffic source. So we're going to, sorry, I missed a step. Before we do this, I need to tell you that I missed a step. And the step that I missed is that, yes, she's made for sales, but more importantly is that she is growing her email list, 81 people a month. And besides just showing them this sales page once, she's also going to throw them into an autoresponder. So let's throw in our first autoresponder here. And we're going to click on the green button, green dot, and then connect that from the opt-in page. So anyone who opts in will be sent to the thank you page, and they're also going to be thrown into this MailChimp autoresponder. Now, because this way Fiona can send them her blogs that she writes, right? Her monthly newsletters, where she'll have a link to her sales page. So right now, she's got 4 conversions for the sales ring, but this autoresponder isn't perfect because if you do email campaigns, your open rate might be like 25, 35%, right? Those emails get stuck in spam box and whatnot. So we're going to account for that and say that she gets an open rate of 25%. And then we're going to hook that up to the sales ring, the sales page, and see how that affects. Let me see something. All right. Okay, good. So that looks good. So she's got 6 sales from that. And now in the second scenario, we're going to add an affiliate source. So first of all, I'm just going to make sure that I did do this right. Conversion rate 25. All right, I am doing it correctly. Now hit scenarios for your second scenario, hit create new. We're going to add it, name it affiliate source. So as I said, she met that affiliate, she met a blogger, and she's going to give her a 50% commission rate. So let's do that by taking out an email traffic source. And under commissions, we're going to say that she's getting 50% of the commissions. And she's going to generate 5 clicks a day from that email because people, she's an influencer. And do you guys have subscribe to any emails from influencers? I have a couple that I like. I like Cole Schaefer. He's a copywriter. I just like his style. He's dating Casey Musgraves, apparently. All right, so now let's hook this up directly to the sales page. Now look at the hits on Spinnering. 61, now it's 211. Her conversions has also skyrocketed. Hit simulate, and you know what? Let's look at this side by side. It's more fun that way. We're going to look at it side by side after we create the third scenario. So even though she's making more sales, Fiona is concerned that she's giving too much of her, like 50%. You know, that's a lot. She wants to know if there's another way around it. So she's going to add an upsell and a downsell page. So to do that, we're going to hit scenarios again, hit create new, and call it upsell and downsell. Now hit X. Now over here on editing, it tells you which page you're editing. See, we're now editing upsell and downsell. So that's a good tool to have. We're simply going to delete the email traffic source, and we're going to add an upsell page. Hit upsell. We're going to add that right next to the spinner ring. Let's attach the product by hitting conversions and choosing product. And they're earrings. Earrings upsell. I used that in my last webinar. So the cost is $24.49. Okay, hit OK. I'm gonna edit the names just slightly. Now let's give this upsell page a conversion rate. Let's just say that of the 6 people who purchased her spinner rings, 50% is going to go for the upsell. So choose 50. That means 3 people. Watch, just 3 people, right? We're trying to be conservative here. And she's also going to have a downsell page. So hit get downsell, put that down here. So to represent the fact that some people will say no to this, you can use the red dot. So click on that and connect it to the downsell. That means that anyone who says no, no thank you to this, they're going to go to the downsell page. This upsell page is going to have a no thank you button. No thank you. And when they click on that, it's going to go to the downsell page. But what if they don't click on the no thank you page? Hey, they just bought the spinner ring. They're done. No, don't sell me. You know that person like, don't sell me crap. They're not even going to click on the no thank you. To account for that, we're going to toggle this here. Toggle this blue button, treat non-conversions as no thank you. See how it's 50-50? It could only, no thanks conversion rate could only be 50 right now. But to account for the fact that some people won't click on the no thank you page link, we can turn that into 40. And now let's give, I hope that makes sense. So now we're going to give the downsell page a conversion rate. And just being very conservative, again, we're going to say 40. Let's choose a product. And it's going to be the Mala bracelet for 10 bucks. She's just trying to increase her ticket sale. Look at how I'm editing the name. All right, so 40%, that means that she made one sale. We're going to hit save. And we can hit simulate and check this out, or we can look at all of this side by side in the dashboard. Now, while this loads quickly, I'm going to check out any questions you guys might have. Does Convertri build websites and blogs? Yes. Yes. This is a funnel designer, but many people do use Convertri to build their main pages. We don't recommend that you put your blogs here. Like what we do is we keep our blogs on WordPress and we keep our landing pages on Convertri because it's fast, right? So if someone's gonna find you on the website, they'll probably find your homepage first or your about page. And then you're gonna put links of helpful articles, right? Maybe to your FAQ page. Do you wanna put your FAQ page on WordPress or on Convertri? That depends on how much traffic you get. How much, like what are the top 5 pages that your visitors visit the most? That's what people, that's good practice. That's what people do. Definitely. Hey, Julie, yes, we'll definitely have a webinar replay of this unless something crazy happens where it disrupts the recording of this. Cost of sale, is that like the hard cost to create the ring? So that's a good question, Daniel. Yes, you can put that. I can put that there, but I can also just say that after all the materials that I use to make the ring, this is how much I'm going to sell it for and I'm going to get profit, right? I'm going to show you an example of this in my next demo, but this is very unique to everyone. Daniel wants to know about the cost of sale here. So like when I click on conversions, choose product, and I'm going to edit this here. This is the cost of sale. I mean, that's unique to everyone. So like if you're going to sell a service for $12,000 and you also need to pay your staff, how much is that? You could put that in. It all depends on you. We're providing the tools for you to do that. All right, I'm going to continue and then return back to the questions. We're going to look at these side by side. Hit campaigns, funnel designer, and we name this one Fidgeting Fiona Live. And we're going to hit on projections. Now we have it set for 30 days. And over on the right, we can check out the affiliate source and the upsell and downsell. Now for the revenue, you could see that the affiliate source is making us a ton more revenue, a ton more profit. She's generating us more leads here. and of course, even more buyers. We can also change this to 90 days. Profit-wise, yeah. So definitely the affiliate source is helping her make more money than her upsell and downsell tactic, I guess. All right. Now she's decided that once she hits the $1,000 profit mark, the $2,000 profit mark, she's going to use Facebook ads. We're not going to do that here. Instead, we're going to do that with Bert Simpson, the real estate lawyer. Let me close out of this funnel first. Close. All right, so we're going to go on to our second demo. And in order to build this second demo, this very complicated funnel, I need to describe the guy, Bert Simpson. Bert Simpson. I need to describe him because you might have some things in common with him, or you might have a client who has many things in common with him, or a business that has things in common that resembles Bert's situation. So Bert is based on a real estate lawyer who I used to work with. And if you want to know where in the Caribbean this lawyer is, you'll have to watch my last webinar on creating a physical product store. So Bert Simpson is a real estate lawyer in the Caribbean. He's been practicing for over 12 years. Practicing. Every time I use the word practice to describe what a lawyer or a doctor does, it just reminds me of this joke. So I always kind of chuckle. Anyways, Bert mostly helps Americans, Aussies, and Europeans purchase oceanfront property for a fraction of what you'd pay in Florida, like in the US, Australia, and Europe. Now, he'll help anyone, but this just happens to be his main demographics, which is one, people who want to retire in the Caribbean, are about to retire, or are thinking about retiring ages 50 and up. Two, people who want to purchase a second home. And three, people in their late 40s who are thinking about retiring early, like my husband. His target audience is very narrow, as you can see, and this is going to help him create Facebook ads. You can target anyone with Facebook ads because you know as well as I do that Facebook, knows everything about us. Another thing to know about Bert is that he has an active online presence, which didn't happen overnight. Remember, he's been in business for 12 years. And for the last 5, he's worked with a business manager and a marketing manager and a blog writer who has some knowledge of SEO. As a result, his website receives 1,500 page views a month. And his Facebook business page, which he has been posting without fail 2 to 3 times a week, that also gets him like 5 clicks a day. As a lawyer, he offers many services, but the service that fetches him the most dough is when he helps someone purchase property in the Caribbean. For this service, the law firm will take care of all the paperwork, and the buyer will definitely have many questions about immigration law, taxes, etc. And Bert is the guy to go to for this kind of stuff because he has known the lay of the land for almost 2 decades. For that service, he charges 2% of what the property will sell for. For example, if a house sells for $600,000, 2% is $12,000. That's what he's going to charge. And we're going to use this number for the big ticket item. We're also going to use Facebook ads to target people who have shown interest in in oceanfront property that's located in a very specific part of the Caribbean, where homes cost at least $600,000. And yes, you can do that with Facebook ads. Since Bert is based on a real person, these numbers are also based on real numbers. I just rounded them down to be conservative, all right? So let's go and create our new funnel design. I'm going to quickly check questions. So Debbie wants to know, we have a written diagram of these. We have the share codes. So I'm just gonna, so you can play with the share with these later on if you like. Ruth. Ruth wants to know where the links are. So you don't need the links to follow along. Right now, I'm recommending people just take notes, and there will be a replay of this, but I did just send you the share code for these. All right. Leon wants to know, does this system incorporate expenses so that we can show the net profit? Yes, yes. And I did show that already. I'm gonna show it again. All right, so we're gonna create one from scratch. Call this BERT Live. I'm gonna turn on my grid lines. This is a matter of preference. And we're gonna create two scenarios here. Let me show you. For both scenarios, he is going to spend $1,500 a month in Facebook ads, okay? In scenario one, Bert will use paid traffic to direct leads to his opt-in page where people will sign up for a free 20-minute call. Then he's going to show them the sales page where he's going to sell the $12,000 ticket item. In scenario two, we're going to change the order around, and instead of offering strangers from Facebook ads the offer to hop on a free call with the lawyer, he's going to direct that paid traffic to his homepage, which you can call a landing page. And that homepage is going to include a pop-up that offers people a tripwire product for 18 bucks. And he's only going to offer that free 20-minute call to anyone who signs up for the 20-minute call. Okay? This is just a basic overview of both scenarios. So let's get back to the first scenario, main scenario. As you can see that we are editing the main scenario. Let's start with the sales page. Let's attach the product by hitting conversions, adding product. Here it is, real estate purchase ease package. Now, someone asked about this. Leon, does this system incorporate expenses so that we can show the net profit? This is a way that you can do that, okay? How much, so this service costs $12,000. How much of that sale will go to other things like overhead? If you want to add that, you can do that here. So Bert needs to pay his wife. He needs to pay his staff. He needs to pay rent. He needs to pay bonuses. So we're going to say that for every sale that he makes, it's going to cost him $2,000. Okay? Hit OK. So we got that there. I'm going to add the rest of the elements. Delivery page, and I will go through these one by one. Registration page, the opt-in. Move this a little bit. And finally, a traffic source. Paid traffic. So make sure you select that. Change the name to Facebook ads. And he's going to pay $5 a click. Now, when I work with Bert, we did run some ads to look for people who we try to hire. And the cost per click depends on, by the way, I'm going to do a webinar on social media next month, so I know a lot about this. The cost of click, one of the variables is the country, like if you're going to run an ad to drive traffic to a website in a country where the cost of living is really low, like Malaysia, you could even pay less than a penny per click. But if who you're trying to target has more income, like in the United States, it could be like $3 to $5 a click. I know in Google Ads, a lawyer who I used to work with in New York, okay, New York, you know how expensive it is there. Cocktails for 20 bucks. Sheesh. He pays $5 to $6 a click in Google Ads. Just an idea. So we're going to be conservative, and he generates 10 clicks a day. That totals to $1,500. $1,500 a month. So we're going to hook that up. Now the opt-in page, let's change the name, 20-minute call. Now, all this paid traffic is going to this opt-in page so that he can advertise this free 20-minute call. He's getting 300 clicks, and we're gonna set the conversion rate here. Since you know how this works, I don't need to talk too much about it. We're gonna say that 50% of those 300 hits will check out this offer and go to the registration page. They're curious, are there any strings attached to this? So we're going to connect that. Now they're on the registration page. There's a lot of things that could happen. Their daughter could wake up from their nap, their dog could start barking. They could just change their mind. So let's say that the conversion rate here is 50%. That means that 50% of the traffic here will successfully fill out the registration form, book a slot with Bert, the real estate lawyer. So let's hook that up to the delivery page. 75 people successfully booked a call. That means that Bert is going to make 75 calls. That's set in stone. The next thing that I need to do is that I want to add show rate. Do you know what I mean by show rate? Bert's going to make 75 calls, but not everyone is going to show up. People will flake. And in the funnel designer, there is no element to reflect calls. I'm going to get creative and use this delivery page element for that purpose. This is an example of how you can use elements for whatever you want, not just because we gave them a name. And if you're unsure ever, just email it to support and say, hey, am I doing this right? You could even say, hey, Jane, and then they'll sign it to me. And I'll be like, hey, Neil, is this right? So show rate, we need to decide what's the show rate for Bert. What do you think? What should the show rate be for Bert? Since these leads haven't invested anything to get this freebie, they've never met him before. From my experience working in telemarketing, where I used to make hundreds of cold calls a day, and from my recent experience with hopping on onboarding calls with users like you, the less that a lead has invested prior to the call, the more likely it is that it'll be a toss-up. So 50-50. But for Bert, I'm going to be even more conservative and give him a 45% show rate, which sucks for a lawyer. It's like you're wasting my time. So this means that Bert will make 75 calls, but he's only going to have 34 conversations. During the call, Bert is going to be very upfront about what he charges, and he's even going to tell his prospects to expect an email soon with a sales page, this sales page that will contain all the details they need to make their first payment. Okay, and after the call, Bert will have one of his assistants manually tag the people who did and didn't show in his autoresponder. You can do that in like MailChimp and ActiveCampaign. That way he could send the leads different email campaigns based on whether they showed or not. So to reflect this, we're going to bring out our first autoresponder. We're going to use two here. The first autoresponder is the Yay campaign. Thank you for showing up. And the conversion rate for that will be 30%. So this campaign is going to have like 2 or 3 emails, and they're each going to have this sales page, 30% open rate, because we know that autoresponders aren't perfect. But if you want to increase your open rate, I recommend improving on your subject lines, okay? Just saying from experience. Second autoresponder is it's a no-show. It's the sorry we missed you campaign. You could still obtain my services. Here's how much it costs. So let's say that it's going to be 15%, okay? Now I'm going to connect this one to the registration page, like so, and directly to the sales page. I'm trying to show that these leads won't generate as many clicks. That's why I bumped the conversion rate or open rate to 15%. Hit save. Now the sales page, we're going to say that after all that work, it converts at 10%. Okay, so that means that he made 2 sales after all that work. So let's hit simulate and let's briefly discuss leads. He has 150 leads in a month. And because his newsletters are well written with great subject lines, I used to work for an actual bird. His open rate was actually like 36%. So he's got 150 leads. That's cool. He made some profit, right? As you can see here, the cost of sale is 4,000 because he made 2 sales. And in the beginning, I said that every time he makes a sale, he has to pay $2,000 for a bunch of other stuff. It's going to cost him 2,000. That's accounted for. So we're going to hit OK. Knowing lawyers, the thing that they value the most is their time. So if I were to present this to the real Bert, he would agree to it, but he would get sick of it halfway through. And the reason for that is because there are many advantages and disadvantages to this opt-in, to this type of opt-in, the call. Let me tell you just a quick story. When I was a social media consultant, I was growing people's Instagram followers by 3,000 to 5,000 followers a month, right? And I was working with 3 clients, not juggling. I was working with 3 clients, and everything was going well until the algorithm changed. And this happens like for me, it happened like twice a year. It was like a catastrophe, right? And usually I'm able to figure it out. But this time I was talking to my colleagues meaning people who do what I do, that I meet at co-working spaces, and we couldn't figure it out. Our tactics weren't working. And there's this woman on Instagram who sells an expensive Instagram course where she shows you how to grow your followers and your engagement. And I just thought, what is she going to show me that I don't know already? But I'm desperate. So then I saw that she was offering a Skype call for 15 minutes, a free 15-minute Skype call. I signed up, and this happened the year that California came out of a drought. And when I heard her voice, I just thought, man, she sounds exactly the way she portrays herself on Instagram. I really like her. Hello, Jane. Hey, can you hear me? And we were like this for 7 minutes. And I just thought, 7 minutes are up. Am I still going to get 15 minutes? Is she going to, to make a long story short, that call never happened. Okay. Because of connection. So if you try to do this, I recommend sticking to using phone numbers and just like one other thing. It's a great opt-in if you're just starting out. I recommend monitoring your show rate at the beginning and advertising the call for it to be 15 or 20 minutes, and have the flexibility and even the intention to be on the phone for longer than that. So you said 15 or 20, go for 25. People love when you can under promise and over deliver. It's a great sales tactic. All right, let me check for questions. Does Convertri integrate CRM software such as Sendix? Yes, I know that we definitely have a MailChimp integration. And I can show you, if you ask me again at the end, I can show you a list of all of our integrations. Ingrid, in terms of ad creation, content, and ad and design of ads, does Convertri have or plan on a tool for ad creation with design templates very similar to the templates for landing pages? Right now, it's not on the horizon. I think there's one called Ad Espresso, Coffee Ad Espresso, something like that, that can help you with creating ads on Facebook. I heard great things about it, but you do need to be ready to spend like $1,000 to $5,000 a month in Facebook ads. Okay, I'm going to quickly go down. So I got a lot of questions and not a lot of time to cover this. I'm going to continue, but I did answer a couple. Let's create a scenario then where we can qualify leads before we invite them to a 20-minute call. Let's create one where we can get stronger leads because Bert just doesn't want to be on the phone with people who don't show up. It just feels very disrespectful. I feel for him. Like, I feel for him. It's not even happening to me. So the second scenario, we're going to call it add tripwire. Let's go. Okay, now hit X. Let's review what we're going to do. Instead of offering his free time up front, he's going to send all his paid traffic to his content page, which is his homepage, and that it's going to be filled with testimonials, links to helpful blogs about moving to the Caribbean, politics. That's going to be his homepage, and he has decided to put his homepage on Convertri because it loads fast, and he wants to create a good impression, and he's going to keep his blogs in WordPress. So in this scenario, we're going to add a tripwire product for 18 bucks. The intention with the tripwire product is to sell people, his leads, a low-cost product with the intention to sell them the $12,000 item later. Examples of tripwire products are ebooks, mini courses, downloadable audios. If you have a killer lead magnet already and you think, I should be charging for this, maybe you can. For the product here, Bert is going to sell a downloadable audio where he interviews 12 expats in the Caribbean. They'll discuss their experience with migrating to a different country and finding a community. Bert's going to sell this product for 18 bucks. Then he's going to offer those paid customers a free 20-minute call. So let's see how this affects his bottom line. We're on the second scenario here. We're going to move things around. Oopsie, shift. There we go. To delete these links, just select it and hit the rubbish bin. Trash can. All right, or hit delete on your keyboard. Now I'm going to delete the opt-in as well and rename the registration page to 20-minute call because this registration page will now be on an email campaign. Next, we need to add 2 elements here, a second sales page and a content page. We're almost done with this one. We just need to add sources of traffic. So we're going to keep this source of traffic, Facebook ads, but now we're going to hook up his website. His website, which generates 50 clicks a day. And we're going to hook up his Facebook page. which generates 5 clicks a day. Facebook business page. There is a difference. With a Facebook business page, you can check analytics. With your personal page, no, as far as the last time I checked. But you can schedule stuff on your personal page. I remember doing that, unless they took that away. Okay, so he's gonna also hook up his Facebook and website because he's not taking them directly to this call, so he won't be bombarded with new, minutia. Let's connect these. 300 hits. Now his content page is getting 1,800, and I did something wrong. There we go. 5 clicks a day, not 50. So now he's getting almost 2,000 hits a month. Let's change the name of this content page to homepage. As we said, this is a spectacular landing page. It's filled with SEO-rich articles about life in the Caribbean, so people are always finding him. It has a spectacular FAQ page, About Us page, and an About Us page, which are great ways to hide SEO, just a little tip there. And testimonials that fade in and out at just the right time. This is why he's getting so much traffic. And when visitors scroll down through 75% of his homepage, this sales page here is going to pop up to offer visitors the Tripwire product. So let's hook that up right now. Remember, you could create one new. You could create a new one. What was it? It was conversation, interviews. 12 conversations with expats. All right, 18 bucks. So when this little sales page pops up on their homepage, some people, or most people, will just ignore it, right? They'll hit the X without even looking at it, as if on autopilot. That's me. But there will be a portion who will be curious and click on over to see what this page is about. Let's say that 50% will check out this page. So this is a downloadable product, audio, which frankly you could find for free in a podcast. But let's take into account that not everyone will think that way. People who are seriously considering moving to the Caribbean or are considering working with Bird could find this useful. So we're going to set the conversion rate for this product at 20%. Bam! 195 people purchased this downloadable audio. Bird has made money, but even more importantly, he's generated some good leads. And he's going to add those 195 emails into an autoresponder. This autoresponder will be between these two. And it's going to show people who purchased that, the audio, he's going to invite them to a call. Let's set the conversion rates to this for 40% because these people who purchased from Bert already know him. They heard his voice. They could even imagine having a drink with him. So when they see that something else from Bert, they'll be like, oh, I remember that guy. What does he want? Now, onto the registration page. Of the 78 people who view this free call offer, let's say that 60% are going to go for it. 60% are going to book a call with Bert. 60%. And now you see how that affects the delivery page. That means that Bert will now make 47 calls instead of, I think in the first scenario he made like 75 calls. So because he's these guys have purchased something from him, we can also increase the show rate here to 75%. They know what he's about. They trust that there's no strings attached to this call. They're just going to chat with the guy that they heard on the audio, right? So we're increasing the show rate here to 75%. And he is going to have 35 conversations with people who are seriously thinking about purchasing a house in the Caribbean. So far, Bert is a lot happier with the setup, but what will that mean to his bottom line? For the sales page, no, first, for the conversion rate here, we're going to increase that as well to 40% because we're taking into account that these are now serious leads. The autoresponder, we're going to keep that same, and we're going to bump the conversion rate for the sales page to 15%, okay? All right, so he's made 3 sales with this scenario. Just one more sell. I'm going to hit simulate. Let's quickly discuss. Instead of 2 sales, he's made 3 sales, and you can see that by the amount of revenue he's bringing in. Down here for the big ticket item, instead of 150 leads, he's generated 45 more leads, which are quality leads. And in the first scenario, he made a profit of 18,500. He made more in the second scenario. And obviously the Tripwire product helped with that. It brought in over $3,000. The takeaway here, well, let's look at these side by side here. So we're gonna look at all of these side by side. This is gonna be fun. I called it Bert Live. Hit add Tripwire. So you can see that the second scenario is bringing him more revenue, 39,000. We're doing this for 30 days. You can look at the profit here. Leads are very important. 90 days down the road, it's still going strong. It's getting more leads every month. So the takeaway here is that Bert is making less calls and having more conversations. Even if he were to make the big ticket sales, even if he were to make 2 big ticket sales, which would have been the case if we had kept the conversion rate the same to 10%, his profit would still have been more because of the Tripwire product. And he would still have been happier because of the show rate, because he's not just sitting around waiting for people to answer. So I'm going to show you quickly how, so you can look at this later on. We're actually out of time, it looks like. You can hit a generate proposal, and this is where you can add a load of details. Like really think about this, add your logo. I had my own logo kind of when I was working solo to make it look professional. So Similarity will auto-generate a proposal for you. So at the very bottom, generate PDF. It's really cool. I recommend that when you do this, and if you are a freelancer, I recommend having a basic scenario, start there, and then create an optimistic scenario, and then create a pessimistic scenario. Most importantly, show your client how will they make money either way. What is the plan where you make money? And if you work in social media, guys, like one of the challenges I always had is showing them how my efforts of posting 3 times a week, how does that directly correlate to them making more money? Because oftentimes, if you work in that industry or field, you need to do stuff for at least 6 months. 3 months, yeah, maybe, but 6 months. So to do that over there in timeline, hit 180 days. Do one for 30 days, do one for 90 days, and then do one for 60 days. That way they can retain you longer. All right. That is all I have for you guys. That is, well, almost. I'm going to leave you with some what ifs, okay? Some what ifs so you can play with. What if we kept the conversion rate the same for the big ticket item, 10%? What if Bert offered the Tripwire product for free? To do that, I would delete this and replace it with an opt-in. That way you can count it as leads. What if we took away the paid traffic source? Would Bert's organic traffic be enough to keep his firm running? And what if Bert decided to stop offering the 20-minute call? Actually, what if he turned this into the Tripwire product? So a lot of scenarios that you can play with. I'm done now. Let me see if I have anything here to show you. Yeah, questions. All right, I got a lot of questions, a lot of attendees. Give me privately a score on a score of 1 to 5, like 3 being average, which will make me cry, and 4 being good and 5 being great. Just go ahead and give me that if you want, because I do put in a lot of time into these because I want to teach you guys stuff. Leon says, I am trying to understand the high levels of this. For example, if I use the Convertri funnel templates to create my funnel, can I automatically create the simulation that resembles that funnel? What you can automatically do is, watch this. I have my funnel. Put in a temp something, okay? Hit build. Choose my domain. Juana. Let's name this Bert Live. Now I'm going to choose a theme. So let's choose this one. I actually designed, well, I didn't design this. I received the design and then I created it on Convertri. So I'll hit select and hit build. Well, look at that. Look at that. Cool, right? That's how you would go about it. I hope that answers your question. Oh, Anthony wants to know if he can get the share code. I'll send it to you privately. I sent it to everyone, but it's fine. The audio keeps getting interrupted. Does anyone else have problems with the audio? Let me know. Leon says, I saw the cost. Leon says, I saw the cost of goods sold, but every business has a gross profit and net profit. When I show simulations to my clients, I always include both. The gross profit includes things that are not specifically attributed to just one product, but they would not be able to perform that service or create the product. Okay. I definitely have to think about this. I'm going to copy and paste this so I can think about it later. I'm going to pause what I'm showing. Okay, it sounds like you're sharing your knowledge, which is great, but I want to make sure I get to everyone's questions. Ay, caramba. Bueno. All right, Anthony says, can Convertri use an upload button, and can Convertri be embedded to WordPress? Yes, definitely. You can use, well, let me show you our WordPress plugin. Here's our knowledge base. And if you type in WordPress plugin, you'll see that we have some articles. We have an article, Limitations of WordPress, which which you can read. Or I just type in WordPress. Here are, here are all the articles that are related to. So we do have a plugin, how to use a WordPress plugin. Check that out, see if it's great for you. Daniel says, I love this, thank you, thank you. Rob says, do leads get automatically added to say MailChimp? Okay, this is just a simulator. It's something that helps you build the funnel here like this, right? You can build this up front and make it run, or you could plan it out first. So do leads get automatically added to say MailChimp? When you hook up, you would have to go into Convertri, obviously, and hook up MailChimp. We do have a MailChimp integration. So if I go to account and go to integration, because I have mine hooked up to MailChimp, you'll see our Autoresponder integrations. We have MailChimp here. To do that here, let me just put in MailChimp, how to connect MailChimp. And you can do it using our API or an HTML. If we don't have an integration for anything, you can most likely attach it using our HTML feature. Thank you, Deb. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that I'm amazing. It's really good for my ego. This is a scenario which is brilliant. Can you feed in real life data? Well, Rob, actually, the data I fed the design here, they are based on real numbers. I was just very, very conservative. Like the real Bert, he gets on a good month 3,500 page views a month. On a bad month, which is like maybe once a year, 1,500. But his average was like 2,500 page views a month. And his open rate for his newsletter, which I helped write, was like 35%. So yeah. And yeah, and he was never used, because he got so much business from word of mouth. He just didn't feel like he needed to use ads. We only used ads to whenever he wanted to hire someone, and because the cost of living was low, he was getting leads for like 4 cents. Ooh, I'm getting ideas for my next webinar. Oh God, you guys are giving me fives. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I need to take a screenshot of this for my boss. Too bad I can't open it higher. All right, Leon is trying to go. No, audio has been fine. Rob says audio has been fine. I tried using the share code for Bert. Yeah, let me look at that, Don. That's so weird. That happens to me sometimes. Because it worked. I don't know. We could have like a minor bug. Let's see. No worries, Ahmed. No worries. You could be late. We have a replay for you. How do you use the share code? Okay, so to use a share code, which I gave you guys, let's go over to our funnel designer, campaigns, funnel designer, and here. So I'm just gonna grab my own share code, see what happens. Hit import design, make sure there's no spaces, and import. Okay, well, it worked for me. Import design. And I named it webinar. I don't know what I named it, but it did just import. So yeah, see, watch. Maybe it's this one. I'm gonna do it again. Import design. All right, so it could be at the bottom or, oh yes, the first one, fidgeting Fiona webinar. So it's this one. So now I'm going to add this one, Bert Simpson webinar, import design, import. Yeah, it's totally working. See, it just appeared right here. Definitely send it to support if you're still having issues. We'll be happy to look into it more. Did I just, oh God, no, I didn't. All right. My name is Jane, like Tarzan and Jane. Leon wants to know my name, Jane, like Tarzan and Jane. In Spanish, it's Juana, like you want to dance, Juana? All right, get it. Okay, cool, Rob got it. Can you post Bert's homepage? Ingrid. You know what, Ingrid? I don't want to say his name. He was a great person to work with, and we're still friends. But if you want to know what country he's from, you were in my last webinar, go check that out. I do mention that. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you so much. Okay, Daniel, I just answered your question about sharing the share code, but I'll be happy to do it again. I'm just going to go down. Great. Great. Okay, Don, you got it. Cool. That was your 4th attempt. I'm so sorry. Okay, where are my webinars? Cool. So to check out all of our replays, go to help.convertri.com. That's our tutorial. That's our knowledge base full of tutorials where you can type in anything. Like if you want to learn how to create a form, type that in, search, and we'll give you what we've got. Training webinars and Q&A webinars. You'll find mine in the training webinars. Here are the last 2 that I did. This one is about creating actions, events. So it's like when you scroll down through 75% of the page, something will pop up. Or if you want to learn how to create an FAQ page that's not like the accordion style, definitely check that out. And here's my other webinar about creating a physical product store. You'll see Fidgeting Fiona again. This one here is from Neil. He does an update webinar every month, which I think I'm going to take over sometime next year, but I highly recommend checking out his update webinars. I have 2 share codes, Don, so I'm going to share both of them right now. If not, then I'm just going to share the code for the one I just created for it live. Hit save, close. And to create a share code, you guys are learning something new. Go to hit more. You can clone it. Hit share. And here's my share code, which you can give to other Convertri users. I'll share that to you privately. Bert Live. And I'm sending you the other one right now. Send privately. I'm also going to send it again to everyone. Send to all. All right. Cool. All right. I think I'm at the end. I'm going to go. It looks like I got everyone's questions in. Thank you guys for being a great audience. This was a ton of fun for me. And I'm glad that, yes, everything went as planned. I made no mistakes. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, guys. And you know where to find me. I'm in the Facebook group and on the support desk in the evenings. Facebook group, you guys, if you guys are not part of that, go to facebook.com/group/Convertri. If you have any questions, Neil hangs out here. I hang out here. My colleague Dan hangs out here. But it's cool, right? Neil, he's one of the co-founders. He will answer your questions here. Also, other people who are longtime users of Convertri will pipe in and answer your questions. All right, now I'm going because it's 12:30. I need to drop off my cat to another place because I'm going to LA this weekend. No, to Cleveland, then to LA. This is too much fun. It's so hard for me to say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.